Hello, hello, my green skins. And what are we reviewing today? Well, to kind of give the little bit of a nod to a group band, music band I'm actually quite into. They've been doing some really good stuff. Cybertronics 3, which is a Transformer tribute band. They have a brand new tour coming out, and they start on October 3rd. We might give a link in the description of where they're going to be at and what they're doing, and well, hopefully we'll have some stuff up there so you guys can have a look at them. We're going to be doing the Transformer movie. Well, to be honest, Dark, can we be perfectly honest? Any excuse to watch this fucking movie, right?
Any excuse, hell yeah. I don't think
Hell, yeah.
I don't think I've gone a month since I watched it the first time without watching it at least once.
I gotta admit, I've never been a fan of the cartoon because I wasn't there for the cartoon, but I did see the movie. The movie was the first time I actually ever saw Transformers because of where I was. And I just didn't get to see Transformers until way later. I actually saw G.I. Joe's first. And that's another movie I want to do eventually. And again, that's another time where I watched the movie first before I watched the show.
Yeah, what? Were you past the target audience age at that
No.
time?
This was around my time. This was around my time, but we'll get into that in a sec. Let's just be straight out, give this a rating right away, and then we'll kind of talk about our feelings towards this movie as a whole, because this is something that a nostalgia has. It is a huge nostalgia boner, but it's also a movie that a lot of people have talked about. So
I've talked
we
about
were
it.
oh,
Um,
we've talked about it. We've
yeah,
actually done reviews on your channel.
yeah. We'll even do another commentary on it. I did a solo commentary, which link will be in the description. But at some point, we'll do another live commentary with Orc War Chief and possibly others.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get a bunch of people together to do that one. We're gonna, because like hearing us repeat ourselves multiple times is probably a bad thing. So we'll kind of see if we can get other people involved in that one. Um, yeah, so let's rate this right now. Honestly, I give this one a 9.5.
Uh, yeah, I'm giving it a 9.5 too.
My biggest problem with this movie is the music.
What?
Seriously, that's my biggest problem with this movie. That's the biggest issue I have, is that some of the music just doesn't gel right. Like the Dare to Be Stupid song drives me nuts because it's an awesome song, but it just doesn't work. It just does not work.
But it works because the Junkions are this wacky, crazy race of robot, and that's their theme, and that's when it was played.
I hated it. I actually hated the Dare to Be Stupid. There, some of the music just sucked. Some of the music just didn't work. Like they're playing this like 80s fight for the Yetis. Like got fucking shit's blowing up everywhere. Like I want a more like when they have the Decepticons attack the ship and that scene, they play a more hard rock. The hard rock should have been there. This free floating crap, this free floating bubblegum pop. Although we gotta admit, it did bring that one song. The fuck. What's the rest of the lyrics there, Shanika?
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying because you are a roboting when you hit the high pitches. So I don't know what you're saying.
Oh, you remember? You don't remember that? You got the fight. You got the power.
You got
You
the
know, when
touch. You
that's
got the.
what it was. You got the
I don't care what
power.
you
Yeah.
say. The other song you were talking about, I love that song. I love those songs,
No,
and to me they work for
that is an awesome song. Oh yeah, that's an awesome song. The Transformer song was fucking amazing. I was so mad when I was a kid when I saw when I finally watched the cartoon. I was so pissed off that that wasn't the opening scene. It's like, what the hell? What happened to that awesome like song? Because I remember hearing like that, this really badass song, like this really cool like rendition of Transformers, and then I'm like, this like isn't as good, you know? It's not saying that this is not bad. Like this has some awesome, just an awesome overall movie as a whole. Like I said, you were different. You actually watched the cartoon first, right?
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts when you kind of moved from cartoon to movie?
Well, you have to keep in mind, I was like, ooh, maybe I was 6 years old when I watched this movie on VHS for the first time. It was like years after it came out in theaters. So this
Yeah.
was around 94 when I watched it.
Mhm.
So about 8 years since it came out. And then when you're at that
Yeah.
age, you don't pay attention to details like animation, like you, you don't
Well,
look. I didn't look at it and be like, "Oh my god, this looks so much better than the show." No, I just saw it as another Transformers episode, except longer and cooler.
mm, you know what? In my mind, that's the thing. When I was a kid, when I saw this, I actually was blown away. I was actually this made me disappointed in the show. I gotta admit, but keep in mind they didn't really show Transformers where I was at. Where I was at, I didn't get to see Transformers until way later. Like I'm talking like 11, 12 years old. I saw the movie when it first came out.
In theaters.
Like yeah, non-feeders. I can't say that. I actually got on VHS.
Okay, so my question is, what prompted you to rent it or get it or acquire it when you weren't even a fan of the show, or
Awesome
was
box
it?
art.
Well, I got a picture. I got a picture of the box art right now, which I will send to you, of the United Kingdom version of the movie, and I'm assuming the box art you're talking about is the one where Ultra Magnus and the others are shooting into the air at Unicron.
I can't remember actually. Yeah, that's actually I think that
Well,
was the actual box art because I remember seeing the box art. I also remember seeing the GI Joe box art, and that's the reason I picked up GI Joes. And again, I never saw GI Joes the cartoon until way later. Funny enough, we got He Man where I was at. We got He Man. We got Ninja Turtles. We got Cadillacs and dinosaurs, but we did not see Transformers. We did not see a lot of stuff that didn't come here. But the funny thing is we got the weird cartoons like Mega Man cartoon, and we were some of the first kids to actually see anime in Canada, from what I remember hearing, because we had actually gotten Dragon Ball before Dragon Ball was Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball got huge. Like when Z came out, like we were shocked when we saw Z. I think we saw Z before Toonami showed Z, Dragon Ball Z. So
so I sent you the picture of the UK poster. So,
yeah, I saw it, and I think that's the box art.
oh, that one. I thought you were remembering the common one. Yeah, this box art is so much better than the American one. Oh man, I swear, I want to get this picture like framed and put it on my wall. That's how amazing it is. They were so much better
It,
with movie posters back in the day. They're just so lazy
oh
now.
yeah, they
But that's a
were.
different
They
subject.
were. They were. They were actually pretty good for box art. It is kind of funny how some of this stuff like actually kind of exists to the fact, and that's kind of why I always get a good chuckle about the Transformers as a whole. Always made me chuckle because of how it's kind of fun but kind of interesting. Like the idea of running a secret war that they technically really don't do if you actually think about it. That secret war didn't get so secret after a while. The idea of robots in disguise was kind of, I know it was based off a toy, but it had a great idea, and then they just kind of like, well, we just kind of dropped that. It's just basically they're fighting on open fucking fields, like everyone can see them. So it was just kind of a fun little story. But the movie itself blew me away. Other than a couple songs, other than the song, I felt that some of the more rocking. I would have liked it if it was more of a heavy metal, more of a hard rock
Mhm.
like a song tree. I think I would have enjoyed that more. That's my biggest problem with the Transformers movie
Well, what do you think of
as
the
a whole.
other? What do you think of the other musical scores, like the atmospheric songs? music from Vince DiCola.
Didn't they just take from the show? Because like,
No, no, pretty much all of it was done for the movie only, and
oh, okay.
they got the music composer for Rocky Four to do the music for this because they felt like his musical style worked for their movie, and it did.
I could see that. Same with the. I think this is funny between both movies. There's a huge competition. Which movie's better, the GI Joe's movie or the Transformers movie? Well, I have watched the GI Joe's movie recently, and I gotta admit, the GI Joe's movie doesn't have the same musical score. It's just a better score.
Well, here's
Like
the thing.
everything
I
about
have
this
to
is
tell
a
you
little bit
this,
better.
and you may not have noticed this, because
Oh,
did you notice GI Joe's music is exactly the same as Transformers, the TV series, not the movie?
oh, is it?
Yeah, since they were both made by Sunbow and commissioned to by Toei
Oh, so
Animation,
it
they
was the same. It was the same legit guy that did both things.
the same company did both shows. Yeah.
Yeah, I know same companies did both shows, but I'm kind of like, did the same guy that did the Transformers movie, did they actually commission him for the GI Joe's movie too?
No, no, no. I'm just talking about the music, the music, the score for the cartoon for the TV series. GI Joe
Okay,
they didn't go the extra mile of creating new music for the movie. They just kept using the same music from the show,
yeah,
which was also being
which
used for
kind of
the
makes me realize that.
Transformers. But at the
Yeah,
same,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what
yeah.
I'm saying, that the GI
Okay.
Joes didn't have a theatrical score, which is kind of a miss. This is why, like I said, there's this camp that believes the GI Joe's movie is better. I disagree because, well, one, it didn't have a theatrical score. Two, it didn't the art style was not as polished as a Transformers movie.
It was certainly better than the GI Joe TV show, but it just wasn't that movie quality level yet.
It wasn't polished. It was not polished. And the other thing is that they fucking kill off quite a few cast members. Oh yeah, by the way, spoilers if you haven't seen this movie
Look,
yet. Most
if
likely you've probably seen this movie if you're hearing us talk about it.
if you haven't seen this movie yet you've watched the Michael Bay movies, then you have committed a crime against humanity. Hand
You
in your
have.
license to breathe.
Yeah, well, I would say hand in your license to geek. That's more important. A man can go without breathing, but a man can't go without geeking. This movie's just good. It's just overall a good, solid movie. This is a movie you could show kids. It's a little violent. Fucking, I hate saying that. Who cares if it's a little violent? It's not Death Wish 2 violent, so who cares?
So here's what I'm wondering: you, as someone who didn't really watch the show, how does this movie fare for newcomers? Like, does it
Fine.
is pre knowledge is knowledge to prior events mandatory,
No,
or it's not?
not at all. No, it really isn't, because I can watch this and go, yeah, this is okay. I get this, and this. It's not hard to understand what's going on. It literally, it's an evil robot. And what can you really say? It's quite a simple story if you actually think about it. Evil robots fighting good robots, evil robots trying to reclaim good robots trying to reclaim their world from evil robots. Done.
Here's the thing:
Not hard.
one of the major complaints about the movie is that a lot of older people who watched it, mainly parents who took their kids, didn't know what was going on. So for most international releases of the film, which I don't know if you've seen it, but they changed the intro like a little bit. Instead of showing the cast, showcasing the actors, Robert Stack, Judd Nelson, all these guys in the movie, they took that out and instead put the music. They lowered the music volume and had the narrator read a Star Wars text scroll about what the premise is, what's going on, and what we're expected to see.
You know what? I don't have that version. I actually have one of the. I made it a point to get a version that wasn't that. It literally states that they're fighting evil, like the Decepticons. Like, it actually goes into a little 5-second sting about how they're trying to reclaim their planet. That's all you need. Enough said. you know, like yeah, okay. It's the same reason why parents don't understand Twitter. You know, the same reason why people don't understand key things. Just they don't care because they're not interested.
Yeah, of
If
course
you're
that is.
invested, you can. Yeah, that's exactly right. If you're not invested, you don't care.
I still
It's
don't
like kids.
understand how parents were so mind puzzled over Pokemon. Like Pokemon's so easy. Like what did you? What was so confusing about that? Like, are they even trying to understand, or do they just expect everything to be Scooby Doo? Which I'm gonna say fuck
That
Scooby Doo.
that's pretty much it. You gotta understand, like a lot of people from that generation, them boomers, uh, them boomers don't their idea of something of watching an engrossing cartoon is where the scene keeps going back, and it's like they just use the same running scene over and over and over again. And yes, I know saying that being a weeb and an anime fan is kind of funny because they legitimately do that in anime, but that's literally what it is. It's literally like you gotta understand the idea of the idea of Flintstones was, you know, what's Barney and Fred gonna do today?
Oh, I hate Flintstones. I
That's all you keep hearing. That's all I keep hearing in my head is that stupid walking sequence. And like Gilligan's Island is so goddamn awful. It's the worst pile of crap on the planet. And so's a lot of other stuff, which we have I hate musicals as a personal passion, especially two pure ones. One is Grease, and the other one is Mamma Mia.
One of which I was told today to check out for reasons.
What, Mamma Mia or Grease?
Grease.
Oh, 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 oh! God, is it awful? Oh my God, is it awful? Here. Here's a little thing of Grease. You gotta get. There you go. There you go. You've just got a summary of how annoying that fucking movie is. I fucking hate that for passion. Oh, I hate Grease. Oh, I hate Grease. And I will eventually do a review of it if we ever get up to 100 subscribers. I hate Grease with the hot burning heat of an eternal sun.
Say
If I
that.
could, if I could, I would go back in time and shoot John Travolta's mother before he was born, just so we don't have Grease.
Hey, if you did that, we wouldn't have Pulp Fiction.
It's a sacrifice I'm willing to take.
Oh. But I love that big
I
Kahuna burger scene.
mm, mm, Grease is awful. Grease is so awful. God, that's awful. But anyway, back to the awesomeness of one of the greatest cartoon movies of all time. I think
No.
is
To
up there
me,
with Miyazaki.
it's one of the greatest movies ever made. Period. I think people overlook
Well,
a lot of
I would
great
say
stuff.
greatest. I would say greatest cartoon movie because you gotta understand. Unlike most people, I actually watch cartoon movies. But that's what it is. That's the truth of this movie. It's if you're not a fan of cartoons, you would never watch this movie. But I honestly think you're missing out on something. This
I,
was a
s-
good movie, and it had some real gravity to it,
I spit on
right?
people
Like
who dismiss movies just because they're animated.
I
I
think it's
really do.
pathetic. You know what? I love it because they'll watch a movie like Coraline, and then that disappears, and that's how it is. Like Paranorman, Coraline, Nightmare Before Christmas. A lot of these movies are legitimately good, and they didn't want to ignore it, but then they don't realize the beauty of what they're watching. It's just the same people that like to watch football and don't understand that key factor. Like it's a non geek thing. But this is a great movie as for because basically, to be perfectly honest, it's one of the best cartoons. I would honestly put it up there with the Miyazaki classics that exist.
When you say football, you mean American or European?
I don't care. I'm not a geek. I'm not a sports fan.
Yeah, that's where I'm in the middle. I'm someone who likes anime, games, and stuff like that, but I also like sports, and I love football European football.
Well, soccer, yeah, I understand, but that where you who you are and where you're at explains it. Where I'm at, the idea of playing a sport that does see to me, if I'm gonna play a sport, I'm out doing it. I don't want to watch some schmuck do it. Like
Cristiano
unless
Ronaldo.
yeah. I played soccer and I used to aim for the goalie's face instead of the goal. So that's the type of person I am. So that explains my attitude towards most things. But Transformers, like there were a lot of deaths in this. Like how did you feel when you were a kid seeing all your like favorite Transformer characters bite it?
Well, can I answer this two different ways?
Go for it.
Well, the first time, okay. First of all, this movie's death count is not very high. And I don't know why people keep saying, "Oh my god, they killed off the entire cast of the original first two seasons." I'm like, "No, they didn't. I can list 7 characters on the Autobot side who are dead, and the only reason we know one of them is dead, although we don't see him die, is because he's listed among the dead in a follow-up episode." But yeah, when you see, let's talk about just the Autobots. 4 Autobots on the ship, 2 in the city, and Optimus Prime. Okay, that is 7. Okay, then I guess 8 in total. 8 confirmed deaths, 7 within the movie in the final product, and that's not the entire cast. I mean, just the Dinobots and the Aerial Bots and the Protector Bots alone makes 15 characters that lived on to the that survived the movie. So it's like, what are you talking about when you say everyone died?
Well, no, I don't believe in the everyone died, but these were characters that people were like enjoyed, and they freaking wiped them out. Like they just wiped them, and it wasn't pretty either. Like those like when you see an Autobot freaking cough up an explosion, that's pretty messed up. Also,
But
this is when they kept Megatron as the awesome gun, which by the way, whoever I know the reason why they stopped making him as a gun, but bring back Megatron gun.
they would if they could, but unfortunately, that is going to. I think some kind of sorry, not gun laws, some toy laws changed, which forbid
Yeah.
toys from resembling real guns, and the
No,
original
well,
Megatron did resemble a gun.
you can still occasionally get him. Like they apparently like they've relisted like they keep relaunching these Transformers. They have a lot of them actually. That they just kind of like bring out over and over and over again. Like they just recently came out with a line of Optimus Prime toys that I saw recently. It just made me went, "Mm." And they're not transformable. Like they don't transform, but they're so cool looking. It's just so badass. It's just like overall, it's amazing. Like it was a cool idea for a toy. I wouldn't mind seeing more Thundercat stuff. To be honest, I'm a little pissed off I haven't seen any good Thundercat toys recently. But the Transformer stuff still pops up every once in a while, and they still do some amazing like the model kits and some of the building kits for Transformers. It's just epic.
So the second part to the
But
answer is that I of all the characters who died, I never felt a strong connection with them. So Ironhide, Ratchet, they were not my favorite characters. So all the characters I liked actually survived the
Optimus
movie,
Prime,
except Optimus Prime. I was getting to that.
Optimus,
Optimus Prime was the one
yeah.
exception. So his death really hit hard. But if he hadn't died and everybody else, well, and all the others who died still died, I wouldn't have felt anything. I mean, if Grimlock died, I would have felt something. If
And that's the other thing. That's the other thing. They really didn't touch like they decided to touch. From what I've heard, the reason these toys were killed off was because these characters weren't popular, and that's kind of a little bit of a fuck you to those that actually like. Could you imagine being a guy who liked those toys and be like, well, fuck, like that was my toy.
um,
Like that was my favorite character you just murdered. Thanks a lot, assholes. Could you imagine your feeling towards that? That would be rather devastating as a whole. Like that would be quite disturbing if you think about it. So it's just kind of a funny way that they did that.
yeah,
Overall, I think it's. Go ahead.
yeah. it's also worth noting, just this, it's a side note. There was the comic which was going on at the same time, the Marvel comics, right?
Mhm.
Have you read it?
Yeah. No,
Uh,
I've never touched the Marvel comics. I
don't.
look. Don't. Okay.
I'll tell you why. The art style is terrible. The
I've never looked. I'm not. I actually looked at the GI Joe stuff, which the GI Joe comics at the time were fucking impressive. They weren't always perfect because art style back in the day wasn't exactly good. Like we don't get the beautiful sprites as much as comics have shifted, and like a lot of people are like hate what's coming out with the new comic stuff. I gotta say it, man. They have improved freaking drastically. They're beautiful. Some of that stuff, absolutely stunning artwork.
but Transformers was not one of those uh, comics that had good art. I mean, there's this one particular artist called Andrew Wildman. I think that was his name.
Mhm.
He drew some pages of the Marvel comic. This asshole doesn't know how to draw robots. I kid you not. He gives them human-like, fleshy faces. Like, dude, you realize you're drawing robots, not monsters. And this guy's he gives them like pupils. He makes them drool. It's like seriously no. Yeah, I will demonize this asshole. Okay, that piece of shit can't draw. And thanks for ruining a medium for me because I can't look at comics partially because of him, or at least comics from that era.
I gotta get you to the old Punishers. I'll get you to some of the older stuff. Don't worry. I got some good stuff to show you. Um,
So the point I was getting at is that maybe during the comics run, other characters we didn't see in the movie may have died there. But as far as the movie itself, to say all the characters from the first two seasons are dead, really? Like I said, I just listed 7 on-screen deaths in the movie alone, with the eighth
and
one
that's
just
a
being a mention.
constant trope. Yeah, that's a common trope for it. Overall, like I said, the acting cast, like we if we go to the actors, like holy shit, like Orson Welles as Unicron.
And he was sick when he did
The,
the part. You know,
oh
he
yeah, I
had
know,
breathing
didn't he?
problems.
Isn't that his last voice acting part role?
Yeah, and sadly, it was also the last voice acting role for Scatman Crothers as Jazz. You may know him as oh, I forget his name, but he was the black guy in The Shining.
Oh really? Was that his last acting? Did he pass away, or was that his last acting role?
That
Like
was
he
his last.
retired?
No, he died shortly after the movie came out. That was his last role.
Oh wow! Like yeah, a lot of we lost a lot of good people, and you do hear these voices, and they're actually really good. Overall, like I said, one of the best. Like that's the best way to put it.
Robert
Other
Stack
than
as
like,
Ultra Magnus. It's like, oh my god, that
yeah,
was perfect. I love Robert Stack. I love watching The Untouchables. I love watching Unsolved Mysteries. Anything he's in, I want to watch. I love Robert Stack. Yes,
yeah. Like let's.
This Middle Eastern guy is a fan of Robert Stack.
I gotta say it. I gotta say it. Like overall, like let's just say it. You know, like 9.5 on both of us think it's almost damn near perfect. Art style is beautiful. The beginning scene where Unicron is traveling between two fucking suns, that's beautiful.
What
Um,
that way he ate that planet. All the detail,
that's the only. That's again. The music is what the problem is because you hear that like he's like munching. That it didn't have this crunch sound. I would have rather had this like this
a,
hardcore
a
crunch
big
sound. That's that
metallic
like
boom.
yeah. Like something like what I would have done was put a freaking microphone near a grinder, and I would have slowed it down and had that sound as it, you know, like that, like almost like a really badass thing.
Hey, we're in
You know,
2021. You can have someone to edit it for you with the sound that you want.
no. You know, no. I don't believe in touching a movie unless it's absolutely necessary. Um,
Well, speaking of
that's why I
touching
hate.
movies, I think this movie does need a little polishing, which is why it didn't get the full 10. And part of the reason is I think some if someone could fix the animation errors, like correct them, I would
I
certainly
think it's
like that.
almost perfect for a movie of the '80s. I think it's almost flawless. I would actually disagree with you and say the art, the cartoon graphics aren't. They're not great in some parts, but in some parts they're absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
They're beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. Like let's be honest, it's one of the beautiful movies. And
the coloring, the
as a
shading,
whole,
the lighting,
yeah,
brilliant.
it is. It's beautiful. It's impressive. Like let's be honest. The only thing I have a problem with is some of the music. I don't like the music score sometimes, and I think some of the stuff's a little like cartoony, and la ha ha. But you know, it's still very beautiful. Like very good, very overall. I own the DVDs. I've owned it on VHS, and I even have a copy on my computer. That's how much I like this movie. And I would say it's up there with some of the best cartoon movies of all time. And yeah, what else can we say? Like, just amazing movie, right?
Well, let's talk about some of the things this movie did that nothing else has done. I mean,
Okay, let's do it.
killing off the main character, Optimus Prime, in the first 20 minutes. Like, how how many cartoons could you say back then? Non Japanese. Well, technically, this is an anime, but you know what I mean. Um, how many cartoons could you say you saw
Technically
where
GI Joe,
killed off the
technically
main
GI
character?
Joe, but
Yeah, just one.
technically GI Joe, but they fucking backed out on that one.
That's the funny part. This movie was actually written after the GI Joe movie, but the go ahead to make it was greenlit first. And the reason they
Yeah,
killed off Optimus Prime is because someone said, "Let's kill off Duke." So they wanted to do that to Optimus Prime too.
yeah, I know. I heard the story, and overall, it's yeah, it is. It is innovative. It is a very innovative movie. Like this movie, I would say this movie made its mark, and we still hear people talk about it today. That tells you something. It's a fucking toy commercial turned into a TV show, turned into a movie, and it still has gravity today. Let's see how long He-Man Revelations has that same fucking value. Killing off a main character, in the first 5 minutes compared to,
Not just the
killing
main
off a main.
character, the leader, the big guy. So now the characters
Yeah,
have to
well,
like scramble and pick up the pieces.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah. Isn't that way better than fucking people leaving in a piss fit, going, "I'm gonna go my own way, and you can all go to hell," and then fuck off for fucking for fucking half the series as she becomes Tila, the bitch at arms.
yeah, let's not talk about that.
No, no. Let's talk about Kevin Smith's fuck up, motherfucker. That you want to know how to do it right? You call yourself a fucking geek. Watch a Transformers movie.
Dude, you know what's sad? People like Michael Bay doesn't like Transformers. He probably doesn't even like this movie. And that's why
Oh,
it,
probably not because he sucks. His movies suck.
his movies suck balls. His movie's a piece of shit. All of them.
Like all of them. Yeah, I agree. I
Maybe
agree. I'm not.
Bumblebee
I'm
was
not a huge.
only decent, but I never finished Bumblebee, so that's me
Well,
throwing it a
here's the
bone.
thing. Yeah, yeah. Here's the thing. I'm not a fucking huge Transformer fan. I'm a Ninja Turtles fan. And when it comes, I'm more at TMNT all the way because the comics blew my mind and Cadillacs and dinosaurs. I'm more of that retro crazy off the top guy. I like the movie. I like GI Joes, but compared to that shit, yeah, this stuff blows it out of the water.
Yeah, so
Like
so you
when a
understand
movie, when,
as a Turtles fan,
eh,
you understand how much he's messed up Transformers because he also messed up Ninja Turtles for you, I believe.
look. They wanted to have Shredder as a white guy, and everyone got pissy. Then they wanted to make him an aliens, and everyone got pissy. This shows that these people don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like you can make a good Ninja Turtles movie.
They
You
did
could make a good Ninja Turtles. No, well, they
in
did, but I
1990.
mean, not that Jim Henson. Yes, I know, but let's be honest. You could do another Ninja Turtles movie. Like as much as people don't like the CG movie, the TMNT one, you could do a Ninja Turtles fucking movie. You could do it. You could do it, and you could do it as a one part. And all you had to do was just a couple scenes, a couple of fucking images, and that's it. You don't even need the freaking animatronics. You could do a decent Ninja Turtles movie, do it quiet, and do a little bit here, a little bit there, and it would look beautiful. The fact that Michael Bay couldn't figure this out and made more explosions, more boom boom for your bam bam, it just like he's just like I said, he shoots it. You know what I've heard people say? He shoots it like porn. That's about right.
Pour it up.
He shoots his movies. Yeah, yeah, he porns it up, and that's about right. I agree. He shoots it like porn.
Yeah,
Overall,
people would say to me, "You just
great.
hate Michael Bay because he ruined Transformers." No, I hate all his movies. Even before
I do
Transformers,
too. Even too.
I didn't like any of his movies.
There's only one movie I ever liked, and it was the one movie where he made a John Woo. John he did a movie kind of like a tribute to John Woo, and that was the movie Shoot 'Em Up. That's the only movie where I ever liked. The only movie he ever did because it was so fucking awesome for what some of the stuff it did. And that's kind of a fun. That was a fun movie, but that's
Yeah.
the only movie.
Okay. Okay.
That's the
I need to
only
stop you
movie.
there. Michael Bay did not direct Shoot 'Em Up. It was Michael Davis.
I know, but didn't Michael Bay have a part in that?
Not according to my sources. Nope. I don't see his name anywhere.
Oh, was it Michael David? Oh, I apologize to you, Michael Davis. You're amazing. You did an amazing movies. Fuck you, Michael Bay. Yeah, he has no movies I like.
But no,
I thought it was Michael Bay. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's not a single movie I've ever liked of Michael Bay's.
I mean, Bad Boys sucks. Bad Boys 2 sucks. The Rock sucks.
Yep.
I
No,
don't I don't like anything he's
garbage.
done.
I don't like anything he's done either. I got to be honest. The only thing I like is the casting for Bebop and Rocksteady. I thought was awesome. Like Sheamus, the guy, that guy can actually act. That wrestler can act. So he was fun. He was fun as Bebop and Rocksteady. I enjoyed that. Other than that,
But
yeah, no, like
it
there's
makes me
nothing
wonder how is it that Transformers fans have accepted Bay's bastardized interpretation of of the property,
because that's
but
all
they
they have.
but they
Think
were
about it. That's all
they
they have.
they were quick to say to Ninja Turtles, "Nope, that sucked." And when he tried again,
No,
"Nope, you
again,
made it worse."
again. No, no, no. Again, like I was saying, they have nothing. It's Star Trek. It's Star Trek Enterprise. It's Star Trek Picard and Star Trek whatever the hell that other one was called. The sexually transmitted disease.
I wouldn't know.
Um,
I'm not a Trekkie.
no, it's the same thing. When I hear Trekkies and Trekkers go, "Oh, it's not that bad." Oh, but I won't watch the Orville. I'm like, really? Really? The Orville is doing what Star Trek originally was doing and had interesting ideas, points, coming across with interesting things, interesting thought processes, and you're watching the biggest pile of shit on the planet, and you think that's okay.
What
Like
I've
it was
heard,
Enterprise. You know what? Enterprise is a good fucking example. You want to fucking have a good laugh? Watch fucking Enterprise and hear how people talk about Enterprise back in the day. Do you know when Enterprise was about to be canceled? They freaking bared that one. They actually said, you know, hey, they sent a petition to keep Enterprise on TV.
huh,
The only reason why, because we need Star Trek. We don't have a Star Trek. That was it. That's why people want something, anything of their favorite genre.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, the Ninja Turtles fans were quick to say, "Nope, you suck, you failed." And
Well,
Michael
yeah,
Bay
because
tried to make another one.
Ninja Turtle fans don't fucking tolerate bullshit when it comes to this. No, again,
Well, actually, I
it's
do
that
kind of take that
we
back. I mean, they did tolerize for some reason Rise of TMNT, and Don't get me started on how bad that is.
Oh no, no. OG fans hate that shit. OG fans have been watching that. OG fans went back to the comics. No, no. OG fans went back to the comics. That no, this stuff no one liked it.
Yet they kept pushing it and pushing it. It went longer than the supposed hatred that I thought I saw should have allowed it to go for.
Well, no, again, people crave something, anything of their favorite fandom. It's how it works. It's why they make money off Star Wars. Look at fucking Star Wars fandoms. Like, are you kidding me?
I still
Like
haven't watched
people, like
Rise of
people.
Skywalker.
Well, that's the thing. People did, and this is why I like Cybertronic's Free. I like the idea of them taking the old stuff, the old music, bringing us awesome music, doing it in kick-ass. You know, our robot, our Cybertronian robot buddies are going around making awesome music, and that's one of the main reasons we had an excuse to do this because it's like damn straight, like we need people like that doing something. We need that type of fandom. We need people doing stuff that makes it awesome for us.
Retro.
Yeah, well, not even retro. We need people to actually legitimately give a shit about the content, and it's fun watching them. It's fun watching them perform. Like I absolutely. I've watched a couple of their live stuff. I really hope their concert goes well. Again, I think their first concert's October 3rd. I'll probably have a link for this stuff when it comes up. Um, yeah, I hope for the best, and I really do absolutely enjoy it. I want to see more. I want to see more tribute bands like this. I want to see more people like this get bigger and bigger and bigger. I want to see a Conan the Barbarian group get huge. I want to see like a Ninja Turtle. Like I want to see Ninja Turtles in concert again. But do it right.
Coming out of
Not
our
that
shells.
we can do it right. I saw that when I was a kid, by the way. But
Like live.
that's the tale. Oh yes, alive.
Oh, my condolences. No wonder you're the way
I,
you
I
are.
no wonder I'm a delinquent. Yeah, exactly.
That
Excuse
if you
me,
ever need
good
to
sir.
see a
Excuse
shrink,
me. Good
you ever need to see a shrink, tell him the first thing you gotta tell him. I saw Ninja Turtles live in concert.
No, no, no. Thank you, good sir. But I got to be honest with you. I am not a delinquent or degenerate. I'm a scoundrel and a rogue.
Well, if you end up having an episode, you've got to tell your doctor that.
Maybe I will. But that's been our review of one of the greatest cartoon movies of all time. One of the greatest movies that came out, cartoon movies that came out of America anyway.
I mean,
Um, that's from Japan.
the thing about this movie,
You know, is it sad? Is it sad we can legitimately say that? Like, there are several really good cartoon movies out there, and a lot of them came from Japan.
even the American ones came from Japan.
That fucking says something to you. I
No,
can't actually think of I can't think of a single actual cartoon movie that didn't that isn't Disney, that isn't considered Disney, that didn't come from Japan that's considered good. That's
well,
saying something.
well, it wasn't uncommon at the time for animation companies to commission the animation to be done from Japanese studios like
Abroad.
Toei.
Yeah, Japanese, Korean. That this is a common occurrence you'll have a lot. Actually, you'd be surprised how much stuff is legitimately made in Korea and frickin' all these other places. But yeah, our review of the Transformers movie, like what? Well, that's a review of us harping over how awesome this is compared to everything else that exists.
So when you watch this
And
movie, being an anime fan at the time, did it? I mean, a lot of people will say it's an anime movie. This what separates it from the show. Did it feel like an anime visually?
no, again, I never knew it as an anime. I know it now, but I never knew it as an anime. Again, you gotta understand the stuff that was coming out was looking really good. Like we had some good fucking shows coming out. We had Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, which looked good, still looks good to this day, still looks really good. We had fucking Conan the Adventurer, I think was around this time when I saw this. We had Thundercats, which looked really fucking good. That opening, the Thundercats, is beautiful. Um, yeah, it wasn't perfect. You look at it now. I still watch Thundercats. That's another TV show I watch all the time. And at the
The real
time, I never really
Ghostbusters
saw it as
looked pretty
anything.
good.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters looked pretty good. Again, a lot of these were made. Again, a lot of these were from certain countries. It legit, we would have some good art that came out. So we had good cartoons. Like I actually feel sorry for kids nowadays because the cartoons nowadays look shit compared to the originals.
Oh, dude,
I'm
don't get
not
me
saying
started. Don't get me started on Cal Art. If you,
we're not gonna we're not gonna we're
oh
gonna
no,
talk. We actually are gonna legitimately do a hate speech. We won't do it today, guys. We're gonna end it on a high awesome note than us bitching about that art style. We're gonna talk about that in a later video, or maybe we'll do it on your channel. I think we bitch more on your channel than we do on mine. I think we have more love on my channel than we do on your thing. So we might do that on your channel, but I definitely want to go break that Cal art down.
so
Jesus fuck.
so I want to talk about more about the impact this movie had. But so let me start with this. Uh, when Optimus Prime died, obviously, well, let me ask you: did you witness or were you aware of the reaction to that, the negative reaction when you saw it? Or
No, I never knew.
okay, so obviously you watched the series after. How do you feel that they brought him back to life at the end of the third season?
I never saw the season till way after.
Yeah, but how do you feel about the idea that they had to scramble to bring him back and no one else? Because
Again, again, I had no idea about this because I only saw that one point. Like you gotta understand, for me, I'm not like you where I saw it. I wasn't a kid for that period. They never had Transformers on my TV. I only saw the movie. And years later, when I was about 13, I finally saw the show because a friend of mine had every Transformer thing. We sat down one night and well, we sat down for a weekend, I think. I think it was a weekend and we ordered like a bunch of pizzas and we ordered a bunch of food and we sat down and watched the Transformers in one solid sitting. Legit, it was just me and him sitting there watching it.
okay, so the second part of my question is that how do you feel? I mean, now that you know the impact of Prime's death had, they scrambled to bring him back. How do you feel that now he's just another character? Like the modern audiences don't care for him. Like I don't know how you
No,
feel
no,
about
I
it.
disagree. I disagree. He's still insanely popular.
I don't know.
I, I, I
I'm
disagree
not
a
feeling
hundred
it.
percent.
I'm personally not feeling it because it's all about Bumblebee now, and I don't understand what the appeal of Bumblebee
Oh,
was.
I disagree with you 100% because of toys.
Bumblebee was dirt
Because
cheap
legitimately, I hate to say it.
back in
I
the day.
hate to say it. Optimus Prime is still insanely popular. He's one of the most popular characters in the series. I'm sorry, like he always will be the most popular character.
I would love to think that. I wish I could believe that, but for some reason, it's like the la- I don't know if
Well,
you
no,
follow up.
they push Bumblebee in the later stuff because other people weren't fans. You get the vibe that this was Kid Wars with people, and I would say that Bumblebee Bumblebee was like popular with certain generations of kids, and so that became that growth that those kids actually made that Bumblebee character their character. They made them the main lead. But I would say now, if you look at what exists now, no. Like I would actually say Bumblebee is still like look at the shows that came out. You got the Transformers animated show. Um, Bumblebee isn't that popular. It's still op. Fucking Beast Wars. Optimus Primal was one of the, actually it was the Megatron and the Dinobot were the biggest sellers.
Hmm.
Then you go to other toys. It's just no, like it's legit. it's he's not a main cat. Like he's always the most popular.
I mean,
I would
I,
I would say your characters usually go like this: main leader, bad guy, bad guy, main bad guy, and a couple of the other cool looking characters, and that's about it. Like it's always based off that. Like Unicron is fucking huge right now. Everyone's talking Unicron, especially with that brand new giant sized Unicron that just came out recently.
yeah, but
Like
not
that
everyone's gonna
that's
buy
that's
that. That's like what, $600?
no, no, I know not everyone's gonna buy that, but that toy alone brought people talking. People have been talking about that since. Them bringing Bumblebee into the main light is just a fan of Bumblebee pushing him into the mainstream. I don't think he's as popular. I don't think he's as popular. I disagree.
I
I would
mean,
say Optimus Prime is always going to be the main love for the fans,
on a
and
side
then
note,
Megatron.
there are characters who I think are way better than Bumblebee, and one that comes to mind is Hotshot from Transformers Armada. That's right, Hotshot is hashtag better than Bumblebee.
I'm not a fan of Bumblebee, so I would again for a I'm not a huge fan of the Transformers. I'm only a fan of this movie because of how amazing it looks. Like compared to other movies that existed at the time, this is beautiful.
How do you feel about Leonard Nimoy playing Galvatron?
It's fucking Leonard Nimoy. No question asked. You're talking to a fan. You're talking to someone who likes Star Trek.
That's why I'm
So
asking.
yeah,
Like,
Leonard.
was that how much of a bonus was that for you?
Oh, again, no question asked. It's very simple.
I
It's
say
Leonard Nimoy.
I ask this because I am not a Trekkie. So when I watch this movie,
No. Stupid. To me, it's a stupid question. It's fucking Leonard Nimoy. It's fucking Leonard Nimoy.
I'm the kind of
End of discussion.
I'm the kind of
Because
person
Leonard Nimoy
I'm the kind of
is
person
bad.
who, if he was still alive, and I went to a convention and he happened to be there, while everyone would be like, "Oh my God, it's Spock, long, prosper, whatever that line is, live long and prosper," and do the hand gesture, I'd be the only one I'd be the only one saying it's Galvatron, because that's what he is in my mind.
Oh, so you're like me. I go up to a guy that everyone likes, and I talk about the obscure fucking harem anime and have him sign a thing saying I like I love crabs.
Well, not I don't do it on purpose. It just happens to be the case. I know him more as
So
Galvatron because
you're not like me. You know, you're not like me when I go up to a convention and give and give what's his face and you know John Carm. I don't walk up to John Carmack and say, "Hey, John," and make him sign a copy of make him sign a copy of Doom 3. Sign my copy of Doom 3, John Carmack.
I mean, I'm the kind of person who would. I mean,
So
I
wouldn't
don't know,
walk
to
up
be
to James
honest.
Earl Jones. You wouldn't walk up to James Earl Jones and go, "Hey, can you sign my Conan comic book?"
Um, I would if I had one,
Because
but no,
everyone wants to.
it's not to make some kind of statement, being like, "Oh yeah, I'm the true fan. I know what he's done." You know,
No,
but but at the same time, if I do enjoy someone's work, I'm inclined to search to see what else they've done, because if they excelled in one thing, then they must have done well in another. So
yeah, but
I'm not the kind of person who
you still haven't watched Star Trek, so
I
um,
well I tried. I just can't get into it. It's not for me.
no. You gotta watch the old school Star Trek, then come back to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Until then,
That's what I'm talking
yeah.
about. I did try watching old Star Trek. At even one point, I had a look at the '90s Star Trek, with the one with what's his name? Oh,
Patrick Stewart.
yeah. It's like, oh, that was too boring for me. But I guess because I didn't have the backstory,
Yeah.
or the
No. It's you don't need a backstory for you can literally step into all Star Treks and almost blind. But it doesn't really matter. It's literally Transformers movie time. And honestly, again, like I said before, what else can we fucking say? It's the Transformers. Like Like I do with Leonard Nimoy. What can I say? 9.5, amazing movie. Other than the music, other than some music issues I have, a few music issues I have, a few music stings. That's it. Literally pitch perfect movie. And yeah, I don't know. Like final thought, your little final thoughts there, dude.
Uh, I have so many thoughts about this movie because once I get into this movie, I'm all over the place. I love this movie so much. It's one of my
It is.
favorite
It's a
movies
great movie, right?
to watch. I watch it frequently. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's a great
It's
movie. It pisses me off when people put it down because it's either well, it's
cartoon
animated or
movie.
it's old
Yeah,
or it's not live action. It's not the live action movies
yeah,
or simply because it's a toy commercial. Yeah, well, so is Gundam, but Gundam's cool.
yeah,
So is
yeah. Kind of cool.
there's lots of toy commercials that are cool. So I don't know why people think that just because it's a toy commercial that must mean it sucks or it has no substance to
Yeah,
it.
exactly, exactly. This was awesome. That's my final thoughts. This was awesome. That's all I can say. Fucking awesome. Watch the movie.
Yes,
That's it.
watch the movie. I mean, why
Yeah.
would you not want to watch it? It's better than Bayformers. It's better than any movie than any geek movie, as some would call them, that's coming out
No,
today.
no. There's other good geek movies, but this movie's amazing. This movie's epic. And on that note, like I said, thank you for listening. Cybertronic Spree has a concert coming out. Again, release dates. They start. I think their first concert is on October 3rd, 2021. Guys, hope you guys those who get a chance to watch, go to their film, go to their concert, have fun. Everyone have a very good day. And yeah, that's been a review Transformers movie. Go watch the fucking movie. You can find it on YouTube for fuck's sakes. It's everywhere.
Till all are one.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, you know what we should have started this whole video with? Oh, we're so
Are
stupid.
we done?
No, we're not done.
Are we done?
I'm just trying to make a
Oh, are
point
we
now.
still?
Nah, yeah, we should have started this whole thing with Ba Weep Grana Weep Nini Bong. Why did we...
Yeah.
Now people are gonna know we're stupid. We have
Now we're
failed the
done.
community.
All right.
Now we're
Now
done.
we're done. Thank you guys. Have a very good day.